Almost 9:23. Welcome back. You're watching Arc Maine right here on Fox 23. Adapting to the state's seasonal changes is a big part of being a Mainer, but affording to stay cool in the summer and keep warm in the winter can be a challenge for many families in our state.
Now there's a new federal program coming to Maine aiming to help lower utility bills while helping the environment as well. Here to tell us more in an exclusive Arc Maine interview is the U.S. Secretary of Energy, Jennifer M. Granholm. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course. Can you first just tell us more about this program and how it will help Mainers?
Yeah, I mean, through the Biden-Harris Invest in America agenda, one of the big obsessions has been how to lower costs for people. And so a big program that was signed into law is to make sure that states have the ability to issue rebates for people for installing energy efficient appliances, for doing insulation, for making their homes more energy efficient. And so Maine is rolling out step one of that. They're going to get $71 million to be able to provide. You know, Maine is such a leader. Let me just say, Janet Mills, Governor Mills has done an amazing job on heat pumps. You are like the leading state on the installation of heat pumps, which is great. But not everybody gets a heat pump. And so we are filling in the gaps of the Maine program. So for folks who live in manufactured homes, folks who live in multi-family housing units, we want to fill in the gap and make sure they have the opportunity to get a heat pump. So heat pumps can be, you know, $8,000. And so we want to be able to provide the opportunity for those who qualify. So they're starting out with folks who are about $75,000 income or below, and then part two will expand that to higher income folks. But the bottom line is, you know, we want to lower the costs for people. And, you know, if you get a heat pump, I mean, for those of you who have heat pumps, you know this, but if you get a heat pump and you are converting from like propane or from oil, you are saving a lot of money, and that's what this is all about.
Now, I have 4 heat pumps in my house, and I think the one thing I really like about it is people forget that we're so known for our winters and how cold it can be. But in the summers, we got several weeks, it gets pretty hot, and it really helps out that when you hear the word heat pump, it's an AC in the summertime. That's a key too.
Yeah, and people aren't aware of that, I think. I mean, first of all, the technology with respect to cold climate heat pumps has gotten so much better. So we are a science agency at the Department of Energy, and so we've got a whole cold climate heat pump challenge to really be able to, for areas that get below zero, to be able to actually efficiently be able to use a heat pump. But in the summer, it is a cooler too, so it does both. We're also really excited about being able to roll out help for places where you need a new electric panel to be able to install the heat pump, et cetera. So that we're paying for as well, again, for families who qualify. They need to go to efficiencymaine.com, by the way, if they want to see if they're eligible, but we're excited to be able to bring this support for families who need it.
What success have you already seen with this program?
Well, this is actually the 6th state that has rolled it out, although because Maine was leaning in, you've already started to see that. We're seeing across the country all these kinds of technologies. It could be every state's a little bit different in what they choose to emphasize. In Maine, the heat pump is the emphasis. But in other states, they're looking at insulation. Again, if you do the full suite of insulation and weatherization of your home, you can save 30% a month on your heating bills. And for places, you know, where the heat bill is high, it's a big deal. So we're seeing huge uptake, and it's very exciting. We had a 10-fold increase in the weatherization money that has been going to states, so we can serve 10 times as many families as before. So get your home weatherized and get a heat pump.
Yeah, that's huge. What about it when it comes to Maine? It makes you excited about launching this initiative here?
Yeah, because first of all, because Maine has been a leader, you've got 3 times more heat pumps installed here than other states do. So you've already been leaning in, but especially because of the cold. So we want people to know, I mean, there's been a limitation on people getting heat pumps above Bangor, I think, but below Bangor, people have been really taking up on Governor Mills's initiative. But Maine is sort of, if you can do it in Maine, you can do it anywhere, right? And Maine has been leading the way. So using the Maine example to show other states what can be done, you should be really proud of what you're all doing here.
Can you explain more about the environmental impact this could have and maybe the ripple effect, like more jobs created as well?
Well, clearly more jobs. I mean, in fact, there's a manufacturer who's making heat pumps now in Maine. In fact, part of this whole Invest in America agenda is also about bringing manufacturing back to America, because we've seen for so long manufacturers leave because other countries were luring them or providing, support, et cetera. We're now seeing that reverse. And so since the passage of these bills, they're the Inflation Reduction Act and the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, we have seen just in the climate space, 800 factories announced that they are coming to America and building and growing jobs. In the climate space alone, 400,000 jobs. In the energy efficiency part of that, that's about 50,000 jobs across the country that will be created as a result, and Maine is benefiting from that as well. There's over $600 million worth of investment by the private sector that has come to Maine as a result of the incentives in the President's Inflation Reduction Act. So that's very exciting. And of course, it impacts the climate. We have a goal of getting 100% clean electricity on our national grid by 2035, and to get to net zero greenhouse gas emissions, which of course create climate change, by 2050. All of this activity will impact both of those in a positive way.
Quite a goal. Hey, besides all the heat pumps, you've been to Maine before, so this is your
I
first
have.
rodeo here coming to
What
do
a
you like
place.
about the state?
Oh
Tell
my
us about
God, it's magical. I was out running along the harbor this morning, and it's just, I mean, obviously Portland is so utterly charming and beautiful, but the entirety of Maine. I come from Michigan, so northern state, but not quite as northern, but there's a lot of elements that are very similar. So it's a beautiful state, and I'm glad we've got a number of Mainers on our team too at the Department of Energy.
And we're happy we brought you some good weather for your visit
Thank
today.
you. Yeah, that was a real bonus.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much for your time this morning. We truly
You bet.
appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks so
I think
much.
she's maybe inspiring me to go out for a run
I
later today.
know. Oh my goodness.